Welcome to DIU Escape Room Reviews. I'm Don.
I'm Phil.
That is Phil.
Yes.
And we review escape rooms.
We do.
We enjoy doing escape rooms.
We do.
Now this episode is kind of a special one. I don't think I'm going to name it as an actual episode number. It's going to be about our Massachusetts trip.
It's a bonus episode.
Kind of, yeah. So it's about our Massachusetts trip. I know we did the Rhode Island trip, and that was actually the very first episode of the season 3. We are still currently filming for season 3 also. We have 4 videos up right now, I believe, and the newest one up is Escape Thrill out of Florida. So make sure you check out all our videos right there on the YouTube page. Just click on our little icon that's down there. It's 2 of us that look like we're in jail. So we went to Massachusetts a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
We did 4 rooms in a day. It was almost exactly a 12-hour period that we were gone. From
Just
the time
about.
we left to the time we came back, it was a 12-hour period.
Yep.
We did 4 rooms.
With Gary and Rebecca.
Right. Yeah. And we did our very first 90-minute room.
Yep.
And we rolled into our 100th room while we did all 4 of these rooms.
Damn straight.
Right. So a lot of accolades on this trip. Let's start with our first room here. We went to Live Action Escapes in Worcester. Am I right?
Could be. Yes.
That's how you pronounce it, Worcester,
Yes.
right? And we did the Robin Hood Dungeon Escape. I picked this one out pretty much, and only because we've never seen or heard of Robin Hood Escape. Okay, let's try it out. This place actually has quite a few different rooms. Like, available now, there's 1, 2, 3, there's actually 6 rooms available in this place, and they're working on 2 more. This place was pretty cool. You get in the elevator, it's a glass elevator, so if it's in the middle of summer, it kind of sucks because there's no air conditioning in it. But it brings you right up, get off the elevator, when the elevator doors open, you're in their lobby.
Which is air conditioned.
Which is air conditioned, yeah.
And you get that nice blast of cold air.
Yes. But I thought that was cool. It's kind of like, I don't think we've reviewed them yet, but adventure rooms in Middletown.
Yes.
We go on there, they're on the 3rd floor also. You take an elevator up and you're actually pretty much in their lobby. It's their hallway to get to the lobby.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool. It's pretty wild when you see these older places get refurbished into stuff like that. But the Robin Hood Escape. Robin Hood's been captured again by the Sheriff of Nottingham, and his band of merry men and women, that was us, have to retrieve his personal items and free him before the guards return, and you have an hour to do that. The story is the actual story that they told us is a little bit different than this. It's Robin Hood did escape.
Yep.
We just need to find his personal things and get it to him. 1-room game. That was pretty linear room, I would think, and some pretty decent puzzles.
It goes to show you, if the thought is put into a room, it doesn't need to be a multi-room adventure.
Yep, I agree.
A lot of times when you're looking at these descriptions and you hear that it's a single room game, you get a little put off sometimes, because these bigger places with multiple rooms, you get the wow factor. This was a single room game. Room was not a big room, but it was a fun room.
Oh, it was definitely fun. I enjoyed it.
Chock full of nice puzzles.
Yes, and some pretty cool stuff. I'm not going to say puzzle like I say in every video. There's quite a few things we've seen in this, puzzle-wise we've done in the past, but different take on it. There were some pretty hard puzzles and some pretty simple puzzles. So you got a pretty good range of different skill level puzzles.
It's easy to get caught up in this room overthinking some of the puzzles.
Definitely. I think. I mean, it was. I really thought we were going to get handcuffed or something. We didn't, because I figured you're in the dungeon, you'd get handcuffed or something. But
There were handcuffs hanging in the room.
yeah, for decor. But apparently, there's only one handcuff key left, and so they really said, please don't handcuff yourself, even though they're there. And once somebody says don't do it, most people got to say, you know what, screw you, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yep.
But we didn't. But so all in all, it was a decent room. The game master was very, very nice.
Yep.
She even let us drop off our business cards and leave them there. So DIU Escape Room Review business cards are up in live action escapes.
She was very friendly, very enthusiastic.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we did not have a lot of time to hang out because of our schedule.
Yeah.
But I took it as if we had the time, we could have hung out there for a while.
If we had the time, we probably could have done another room. I mean,
Oh yeah.
the room was very enjoyable. So I would definitely go back to them again and check out their other rooms. But again, we were on a semi-tight schedule. We had a little bit of leeway between our first room and our second room, but it was also a little bit of a drive to the second room from the first room. Don't forget, we're coming from Connecticut, and we drove almost 2 hours to do our first room. Then we had another 45 minutes or so for the second and third room of the day.
And we weren't sure coming from Connecticut
How
the drive was, traffic, and everything else.
We're rednecks compared to when we're in Massachusetts because we're southern. But all in all, I enjoyed it. I thought it had a good flow to the room, and yeah, I mean that's really not.
Yeah, I thought it was a good room. I thought the puzzles were a lot of fun. And again, it wasn't the biggest room we've ever done. It was a single room.
Right.
And the amount is the way they organized that room. They really used the space nicely, and it didn't seem tight in there.
Right.
And they were able to fit a lot of stuff in without it seeming tight.
Right. Now the room I think was it's rated for 6 people.
That might have been tight.
That would have been pretty tight. We had 4 people and we had enough room to move around and whatnot, but 6 I think would have been kind of tight. Anyway, let's 1 to 5. What do you think?
3.5.
3.5? I think I'll agree with you. I will go 3.5 with that room. Very well done. Let's move on to our second room now. Which actually our first room was room 98. We move on to the gate escape where we did our 99th room and our 100th room.
Yeah.
We did both of the rooms there.
Back to back.
And let's see if I can find it here. And the first thing I have to say, actually they have 3 rooms. We did not do their DJ death. We did 2 of their rooms. First thing I have to say is thank you to Gate Escape for actually working with us with our schedule that we wanted to do for this trip out, because not a lot of places opened early on a Friday, although it was the day after 4th of July is when we went, the 5th of July, of course that is the day after. But a lot of places didn't open early. Most places were opening at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Live Action Escape opened at, I believe, 11, and I think that's when they opened anyway. So that worked out good. But the Gate Escape, I want to thank you for opening early for us, and we very, very much appreciate it.
This is a good spot to say all 3 places that we did.
Yeah.
Were extremely accommodating. We emailed them, told them that, hey, we're from out of state, we're coming up, we're going to do a milestone thing here
Mm-hmm.
to break 100. We're not sure about Massachusetts, about time and traffic and this and that. And all three places, everyone was very accommodating and willing to do whatever it took so that we were able to get in, enjoy their rooms, and make it to the next room in time.
Right.
And it was great. Everyone up there was top notch, and adjusted start times, and
Right.
because
Especially Gate
you never
Escape.
know.
Gate Escape is who really, really went above and beyond. Because the other rooms we booked at their time, and we just wanted to double check and make sure we had enough time to
Right.
get from Leominster, or Leominster,
Meister.
Meister.
I like Meister better.
Send us a video, let us know if we're right or wrong. Anyway, it's a 40-minute ride just from Leominster to Webster, Mass, which is where we went for the fourth and final room of the day at Outside the Box. And we actually booked on their right time. But these guys, we wanted to do the observatory first, only because of the way the times were when you go to book it.
Yep.
And this is actually a REA Golden Lock winner.
Yep.
What year?
Last year,
2018?
I believe so.
Okay. We wanted to do that first, but when you were talking with them, they're like, no, you got to do the assistant first, and then go into the observatory.
The two rooms are connected through a storyline, through a theme.
Right.
And they really wanted us to do part 1 first,
Part 2.
and then go into part 2, which makes sense to have the nice theme carried along, the storyline carried along. Everything made sense, and
Yep.
they were great.
They were great. So let's talk about the assistant here. Astrophysicist Dr. E.R. Ridge has been secretly working in the Gateway building, and he's on the brink of an amazing discovery. His research is nearly done. He just has to perform one final test. But he's going to need an assistant. And you, as bright as the stars he studies, can you finish his tasks in 60 minutes? Do you have what it takes to become his assistant? We did this again with us two, Becca and Gary. I've got to say, game masters, the storytelling beforehand, during, very enthusiastic.
Top notch.
Very, very well done. Very excited, just glad to do what he's doing. He loves his job. I can't say anything bad about them. You get some game masters that just go through the spiel and throw you in the room and that's it.
Yep.
This guy was very enthusiastic about everything. I wish I could remember your name, and I'm sorry I don't. I don't remember your name. But the assistant, there was one wow factor, maybe two. That was, pretty cool once you figured out how to do the codes. This room is very hard to explain and talk whatever without giving a spoiler.
I thought the room itself was a really fun room. I think it was innovative the way that they did certain things. Because certain things you end up seeing and doing the same way over and over again.
Right.
And they did it in an innovative way. There was certain parts of the room that were just so fun to do that, they were just standout things.
Right. And when you finished it, you were looking for another one like that to do.
Yeah.
Almost. That's the feeling I got.
It reminded me almost of the Swiss room.
Okay.
To a point.
Okay. We haven't reviewed the Swiss room yet. But,
Then disregard that.
but if anybody knows
Terminator Timelines,
Yeah.
you can see it
There you
at another part.
adventure rooms in Middletown which is the sister company of Team vs. Time, has the original Swiss escape room.
Yep.
And I know we're not reviewing that, but highly recommend that room. So, but yes, you're 100% right about that.
They were able to make a lab experience
Right.
look and feel like a lab without being tedious, without being time consuming.
Right.
They made it fun to do. And to be honest, I kind of wish that the room went on and on and on. I mean, it was that kind of room.
Right.
I kind of
You lost track of time.
Yeah.
I mean, in this one they did have a timer on the screen. If you needed clues, I think he talked to the speakers that were in the room. So that was cool. One downfall, and I don't know if this is. I guess it's not. It is a spoiler. Isn't a spoiler.
I don't think it's a spoiler.
There's a safe in the room.
Old timey safe.
Old timey safe, and as if you've watched our past videos, you know we do not like safes.
But an experienced and good game master
Yes.
will, after seeing what the problem we were having and recognizing that every group that goes through has this problem,
Yeah.
was right out. He gave us time to work it out on our own.
Yep.
But before we got totally aggravated and gave up with the room, he was right there to help us with it.
Right.
He stopped. He came into the room, explained how other groups because of
that.
because of the mechanism, also had problems, and he was there to keep the game rolling and to keep it fun,
And that's what he did.
and he did.
Right. Without intriguing or intruding on our experience.
We've dealt with other game masters that would have just sat there staring at you.
Right.
Until you got so frustrated that in your mind the game was over.
Right.
Yeah.
And as if you've ever done an escape room, actually with me anyway, I get frustrated
No.
pretty quick,
You?
especially when it comes to that stuff.
You?
Especially when it comes to that stuff. When you know you're doing it right and then you're not, and it's just not working.
Yeah.
That just pisses me off. But again, he remedied the situation, and so that's the only downfall I have to say honestly about that room is just it's got a safe, like an old time safe.
But it's used in a different way.
It is used in a different way, but that's my downfall in the room. Other than that, I thought everything made sense. Everything flowed very well, and
I also like, while the core of the room outside of the gaming was minimalistic because it's a lab, what they did have hanging up as decoration, I thought was great.
Yeah.
I loved it the second I saw it, and it was just cool.
I found a picture of it online. I made it my profile picture on Facebook for that.
It
was cool. I mean, you guys have
very
seen
cool.
it. It's not a spoiler because it
Yeah.
it has nothing. It's just decor. It's Einstein as the Joker from the Dark Knight series.
Why so genius?
Yeah, why so genius? It was really good.
But it fit in with the theme of the room.
Right.
And it was just,
Yeah.
I liked it.
I liked it too. So really, that's about it for that room. What would you give it?
4.
4? I'll give it 4. I'll agree with you. Everything, yeah, I would definitely give it a 4. So, assistant, you get a 4. Then we moved on to their next room, which is called the Observatory. And again, the Observatory is the 2018 Golden Lock award-winning room from roomescapeartist.com, which is, we use them to find all our rooms. It's a great website if you want to find escape rooms near you or you're going to be going away. Definitely use their website. We found it actually by accident. We were just searching and it popped up, and so we've been using it ever since. And they update it on a regular basis. It's and they have their own reviews also on that.
And they review anything gamey. They do.
Yeah.
They also review board games. They also review all kinds of stuff that's gamey in any way, but the focus is on escape rooms.
And on escape rooms.
They book tours around the country and everything else.
So yeah,
cool
check
people.
them out. Check them out. You could also get your links to buy your We the Enthusiast passports.
Yeah.
These things are really cool. We don't get paid for any of this stuff, so for any of these plugs. The observatory. Now this was our 100th room. We hit 100 rooms in a year, and February, March,
7.
April, May, June,
6 months.
June. Yeah, 5 months.
5
A year and 5 months, because we started in February. So a year and 5 months, we hit our 100th room. It was funny because I was just talking to you earlier about this. How Facebook has the memories and everything else that you can look at for what you post years and years and years ago. Well, 1 year ago yesterday, we did our 19th room.
And it seems like it was yesterday.
Right. And a month now, this year, a month prior to that, we hit our 100th and 101st room. So we did 82 rooms in a year.
We've been busy.
We did. This room, the observatory, is our first. It was first of all our 100th room.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, it was our first 90-minute room.
That it was. As the story goes, if you do the assistant and you beat the assistant, you become his assistant to work in the observatory.
Okay.
That's why you do that one first.
Dr. E.R. Bridge has made an amazing discovery and has to give a worldwide press conference. He is waiting for his assistant to bring the scientific notes. The presentation is no good without him. At last, he has one up on his nemesis. Oh, Dr. D.I. Hercules?
Hercules.
So, or does he? So you got 90 minutes to figure out his notes and get it to him, right? I gotta say, when we could roll back to kind of the assistant, but we could actually talk about it now. They're on the second floor of an old factory, and what's cool is when they're bringing you to the room, they're actually almost giving you a tour in a way, because you got to follow them, walk around the corridor, walk around corners, and they open up this big door, and there's nothing but signage on the other side of the door, and he makes it fun, for you to, say out the rules and this, that, the other thing, and if you've done 5 escape rooms, you already know all the rules. I mean, so most of the time you're just sitting there like, yeah, okay, we already know this, like, all right, here's a directional lock, I'll show you how to, yeah, we know how to use it, like, that's usually after about 5-6 games, and this guy made the whole spiel fun.
Yeah, a lot of game masters, there's a list of do's and don'ts that they have to go through.
Right.
And a lot of people just do it like a checklist.
Yeah.
I have to read this, you have to hear it, so I'm going to get through it as quick as possible. They found a way to make it entertaining.
Yes. And so that I got to give you kudos for that. That was cool. You guys are first for doing that.
And that was a cool door that they
It was a very cool door. Our old factory door, you just opened it up. And you actually went into each room the same way.
Yep.
It was cool. This was the observatory. We walk in, and actually, he was explaining one of the locks to us. And I said, okay. So we went into the room and pretty much figured out the wow factor right off the rip. I even think that the game master said that I was the quickest one to figure out what the wow factor is. This room was, I'm going to say it was difficult. Enjoyable, but difficult. There was no, some places actually tell you where to start. But maybe this one did. Yeah, this one did in the video, right?
Yeah.
In the video. So, see, I don't pay attention to videos.
No.
You usually do.
I always do.
So, but there was some pretty cool aspects of this room. And again, it's hard to describe this room also without giving spoilers. Now this is our third room. I was getting very frustrated in this room because of some of these puzzles. I thought, in my own personal opinion, were kind of time wasting. And so I was just thinking to myself, okay, so this is why it's a 90-minute room. You have, to me, a bunch of time wasting puzzles.
Well, I think there was a lot to do. Some of the puzzles were a little long. If we had a bigger group with us, maybe some of them would have went faster.
Maybe.
I don't know. I kind of liked some of the stuff that you thought was on the time wasting side.
Right. It could have just
been
being getting irritated.
It could have
third room.
It could have been third room of the day,
right.
And it was a hot summer day, right. And we had traveled 2 hours to get there, and then another hour, and it could be. There's a million things it could be,
but I just don't like. I don't mind long puzzles. I don't like time wasting long puzzles because some of the things we had to do in there. And again, I'm not trying to spoil it, but it just, to me, there was just quicker ways to do it than the way they did it.
Well, I think some of the puzzles in there, and I know the ones that you're talking about. Yeah. I think some of them, the beginning of the puzzle was our fault for not catching on right away how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if we caught on a little bit quicker, we would have ran through the puzzle quicker. But because we didn't catch on so quick, we figured out an alternative way to do it that made it more tedious, I think. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
You know?
Kind of.
And
I don't understand a lot of the big words you're trying to use. But
okay.
Yeah.
You know, I think that I think a lot of the tediousness that was in that room was our own fault. I think there's a lot of things we could have done differently if we just stopped for a minute and stepped back and looked at it again.
Okay.
A good example would be the one that
Gary
and Rebecca were just
right, and we walked
dying. And as soon as we walk over, boom, we got it.
Right.
Got it right there. And I think, again, having a larger group
might have done something.
You would have had more people with fresh eyes rotating in and out.
I understand what you're saying now.
And they would have said, "Oh no, you're doing it this way. When if we do it this way, it will be quicker."
Okay. I understand that.
Without telling you what the puzzle is, that's the best way I could explain it.
Right. All in all,
and there's actually two puzzles that are like that for me.
Right. All in all, once you got into the wow factor, it was cool, but again, tedious. Right off the rip, I know this was our 100th room. It wasn't my favorite room, but some of the things were cool. But I just think that there was just, I don't even know how to say. I don't want to say it was time waster because it really wasn't, because you got to do stuff in order to to do it. But
I think
it was just.
I think the first room we did, the assistant, the puzzles were more fun.
Right.
I think the wow factor in this room was a better wow factor.
Yes.
And I think that if they found a way to incorporate the type of puzzles in room 1 into room 2, it would be a totally different thing.
Yes, I agree.
If the wow factor from room 2 was in room 1, or the puzzles from room 1 in room 2, it would by far probably be my favorite room ever.
I can see that. I can see that.
There was just, the puzzles were so different.
Yeah.
Between the two rooms.
Right.
And we enjoyed the first one so much that when we got into the second one, we were expecting the first one to be carried in.
Kind of.
And it wasn't. It was a totally different room, totally different type of puzzle.
Right.
Look, it's fine. It's, you know, that's their room, and that's what they don't want every room being the same.
Right, and you don't want every room to be in the same room.
Right.
But, I mean, all in all, it was a pretty solid room.
There were a few unexpected things in the room that I didn't expect to be there that when we found them out I thought were pretty cool. There was, you know, also some things that I thought might have been executed a little bit better.
I agree with you 100%. We beat this room with seconds to spare, and Game Master came out to us and presented us with a 100 room cake,
That he did.
and we appreciate that.
It was delicious.
It was, and we need to apologize that we couldn't stay and chat and even give you a slice of cake because of our
Tight schedule.
schedule right down to get to outside the box.
We just made it to
and
our
we did.
fourth room
Right.
at the starting
So we
time.
appreciate it. Next time we're up that way,
We are
probably
definitely stopping
We'll
in.
book Dr. or Death DJ or Dr. Death DJ, whatever it is, DJ Death, and we'll check that out. Okay, so
Real nice guys.
excellent guys.
Unbelievable. Their attention to detail on things I
Yeah.
thought was really, really good. Some nice unexpected appearances, you know, by the doctor that I thought were pretty cool.
I actually thought the last code for the final lock was done very, very well.
Yep.
I gotta say that was a first for me, and I say this again on every episode. This was a first. Never seen that before, so I thought that was really cool.
And this is another game where it's on us because of this, but we thought we were done and we weren't.
Right.
You know, we thought we got to a point in the game and we thought, great, it's done, and we got a couple minutes left and everything's cool with the world, and there was still that one more thing.
Right.
And we were just celebrating and talking and patting ourselves on the back,
Right.
and it's
And
a
that's
100
right.
room,
Right.
and he's trying to tell us,
Well, yeah, you got to get out of here.
you know, you're
You know,
not done yet.
Yeah. So it was good. It was very enjoyable. So all in all, 1 through 5.
I'm going to give this a 3.5.
Okay.
I gave the other one a 4,
Right.
and I'm going to give this one a 3.5.
After what you just explained and everything else, I mean, we're not usually too far apart when we rate our rooms, unless we're just adamant about something. But I'll agree with you. It's a 3.5, especially after the way you explained it this time here. That, you know what? Thinking back, a lot of it was user error, and
Yeah.
player error, and I guess I personally just don't like long puzzles like that. That, you know, to me, are a waste of time.
Like I said, I think
So.
this room had an incredible wow factor
Yes.
in it.
Yes.
But the other room that they had, the first one that we did, I enjoyed the puzzles more in that room.
Right.
And if I would definitely play either one of these two rooms again, I would definitely recommend these to anybody, both
Right.
rooms. If I had to pick one room to play again, it would be the assistant.
Right. I
And
agree.
that's where that half a point
Right.
goes.
I agree. So we got 4 for the assistant, 3.5 for the observatory.
And then you got to give them a special category for the cake.
Yeah, well, you
I
know,
wouldn't
five stars for the cake.
I mean, that was
5 stars for the cake.
That was just, it was so good. And
I mean, in our talks, or I should say, in your talks, you were communicating back and forth with them, and you were just saying, listen, we're at X amount of rooms, we're gonna finish out 100 to 101 up there, and then they asked, okay, which room is your 100th room? I said, well, actually, it's gonna be the observatory now. It was gonna be the assistant, but because it got swapped, and they said, oh, okay, cool. And so we were not even expecting a
No.
cake. I've read on Facebook group pages that I'm part of, and I believe you're a part of too, that when people do actually mention how many rooms you've done, the toppers would be like 20, 10, 20, then maybe 50, 75, something like that, 100. People got to 100 and just happened to mention, oh yeah, this is our 100th room when they got there. When they did the room, if they escaped or didn't escape, when they came out, the place actually gave them a handwritten card saying congratulations on your 100th room. So it was, it's pretty cool what a lot of these
To be
owners
acknowledged
do.
like that.
To be acknowledged that you've done so many rooms, and 100 rooms is a real achievement. So
Especially in that amount of time.
a year and 5 months, yeah, or 5 months, something like that.
Again, we apologize. We couldn't spend more
Right.
time there. If we didn't have the fourth room, we definitely would have been there,
Yeah, we would have hung out for a
hung
while.
out, and
Yeah, so thank you again for the cake, plates, knives, forks, everything. I mean, they hooked us up.
we were eating as we were driving.
Yeah, and it was a very delicious cake.
Oh,
So,
it was so good.
if you want to write in the comments where you got it, it's probably like a Stop and Shop. I don't know if they have Stop and Shop in Massachusetts, but
I don't know.
still, it was a very good cake. Very good cake.
It was really good.
Right. So, thank you again. That's the Gate Escape in Leominster, Massachusetts.
Yes.
All the info will always be right underneath us here. Let's move on to our fourth room, which was originally supposed to be our 100th room.
Yep.
But due to the time and the scheduling and everything else, we made it our 101st room. Outside the box in Webster, Mass. Let's get our cheat sheet here.
Very cool place.
The body shop.
Very cool lobby.
Yeah. Come to find out, the place was a bowling alley above them. Downstairs was there was a bar downstairs, so they're in the basement of a bowling alley. Really cool. I mean, and that's the main entrance to get in too.
Yeah, it kind of looks like you're going into the back door.
Right.
Look, I thought we were. I thought we were going to go in the back door and then go down some hallway and then end up in the lobby. But no, that's it. That's the way you go in.
So from start to finish of this room, this place, especially this room, because we didn't do the other room that they have, and then they sold one room to actually Spellbound in Foxwoods here in Connecticut. This room set up the whole nine reminded me of Masterpiece Escapes in North Carolina, Indian Trail in North Carolina.
I can see that.
Because from the time they said, okay, let's start, it was on. I mean, your time didn't start until whenever, but it was on from almost the time you walked in to say hello.
Now, how many rooms do you consider this game?
See, this one's a toughie.
I'll tell you what, I consider it a 5-room game.
I would go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6.
I forgot that room. I'm wrong. 6-room
Okay.
game. I wasn't thinking of that.
Because you are starting in one spot and you are moving through all these rooms.
Right.
So I would honestly say this is probably a 6-room game. You're here to deliver a package, and you got to make sure it gets delivered and before the alarm goes off. Really, you have an hour.
This game had one of the best intros
Yes.
that I've seen in New England. I will say.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
It was the way they did it, the way they incorporated things in it. It goes to show you that you could start a game by saying, okay, here's what you got to do, here's the door, go for it. Or you can get really creative you have an opportunity to get really creative with that. And they took it to the 10th level. I mean, they really...
They did.
They really... just by doing simple things. It's
Right.
nothing that was outlandish or, but just the way they presented it
Right.
was great. I loved it.
I from start to finish, this room was awesome. One big, I don't even know what I'd call it, a wow factor. I would probably call it a, part of my language, holy shit factor. In this game. Something I did not expect to happen. So, and I try not to swear on this show, but that definitely was a HS moment. I'll go with that. They say that this room is 2 to 10 people. 4 to 8 is good. 2, and it can be done, but you better be on point.
2 would have been
very tough.
eat your Wheaties that day because you're gonna need it.
Good, and good thing to give unlimited hints because 2 people definitely would be using unlimited hints. I don't think we asked for any hints on this. I think he kind of nudged us.
They nudged us along. I don't think. Yeah, I didn't ask for any.
Right. So we, I mean, from start to finish, everything you had to do, everything made sense in this room. There was for everything that you found. There was directions on how to use it.
Yeah.
Like it made sense.
Or directions on what it went to.
Where it went to. Right. There was always something to reference by to go do it. So it was, and everything in this room was real.
That's what I was just gonna bring up.
Yeah. I figured you were gonna try to. I figured I'd beat you to the punch. Everything in here was real.
It's no spoiler.
Right.
With the name, it's a body shop.
It's a body shop.
It's a garage.
Right. Office, whatever.
But the things in the garage, in the office, wherever, were the real deal.
Right.
They weren't props. They weren't something that was made for that. They were real wrenches and real screwdrivers and
real exhausts hanging down.
You know, everything that was in there.
Right. The real lockers.
At one time was part of a garage.
Exactly. It was part of a garage at one time.
You know, and it had even the amount, in my opinion, the amount of dirt and grease on the walls was exactly how any working garage is.
Right.
It was the color scheme was was right on point. Everything was the way it would be in real life.
Right.
In my opinion.
Right. Everything in here. I mean, there was one room that myself and Gary. I don't even think Gary even went in. I popped my head in, yelled to you for something, and then you and Becca just took over. Me and Gary started working on other things. So I don't even think Gary even saw that room. We're working on the other rooms. There's only one puzzle I didn't like until it was damn near just, everything was just pointed out to me. And then it's like, oh, okay. So it was just a stupid moment on my end.
User error.
Player error. And come to find out that puzzle actually looks really cool and is pretty cool. So, from top to bottom, I enjoyed this whole room. I've got to honestly say that this is probably my favorite room that we've done in Massachusetts. We've done 6 rooms in Massachusetts.
I would agree.
This one is probably my favorite one. We
this
didn't review the other 2 yet, and we probably won't.
This is right up in one of my favorite rooms out of all 101 that we've done. Right. This is right up in the top there.
It's right in top 10, definitely top 10 of rooms we've done. I don't know what number in the top 10 yet, but actually we're going to work on a show and do that soon too.
I was a little leery because when so many people or so many places tell you have to go do this room, it usually ends up being let down.
And that really happened to us only one time, really, right? Maybe twice.
A couple times. But this one, I mean, this one lived up to the hype and surpassed it. I mean, it was just, you know, the time and effort that was put into it.
You could really see the, like you said, time and effort put into the room, but what's another word for like time and effort? The
attention to detail.
Attention to detail, yes. Oh, it's phenomenal. And again, like I said, it reminds me of Masterpiece Escape in Indian Trail in North Carolina. We did a review on them a few months back. It's in the season 1 section. Check them out. it really reminded me of that, of them.
You know, another nice thing about this room, while being so on point with all the little details, was they really are able to laugh at themselves too, and they were able to incorporate some little funny things here and there. And you know,
In the puzzles, yeah.
you're doing these rooms and you get so focused and so in the zone, you know, and you know, a working body shop isn't necessarily Disneyland. It's not, you know, the happiest place on earth. And you know, you're in there working, and then you had these couple moments that you were like, "Wow, yeah!" And you're just laughing. You look at each other and you start laughing.
Right.
You know,
like you're actually working in a actual shop, working together and just joking around while you're working.
Yeah, it was.
It was cool.
It was. I personally, I really don't have any shortcomings to really. You know, I know some rooms. You know, there's always one thing.
You're right. My one thing was just that one puzzle, and then when it was finally pretty much just given to me, I understood it. But
actually, my one thing was there was one thing in the room that was about 6 inches too high for me to look through.
Oh, yeah, it was just a hair taller for me too, but I still was able to look at it.
If I had a little step stool, it would have been something.
Well, you can call that a wow factor.
You could. It was definitely cool to be next to the people that were doing it. But no, everything made sense. Everything was real. Everything felt right.
Yeah.
And
it felt like a real, actual working garage.
Yeah. It really
Top
did.
notch, guys. You've done great.
So
All the stuff was made too by them, I believe. I don't think there was anything like prop wise, like, you know, you see a lot of things where you do certain things and, you know, you buy that actual prop.
Right.
But like, if you look at, there's pictures on my Instagram. Actually, I think it's even on our Facebook page, DIU Escape Room Reviews on Facebook. The puzzle box, the desk I made, where you put a puzzle together and it unlocks something. Like that was a bought prop, is what I'm trying to say. Any props that were in there that did anything, they were made by them, and done, you know.
Yeah, it was all that. They took stuff that was real life stuff and they figured out how to make props out of it.
Right. And that's
which is a masterpiece type of thing.
Right.
Masterpiece games, that's part of what they do.
right. Which is, if you watch any of our videos, pretty much, probably our top 3 places of escape rooms.
That's our measuring stick usually.
Yes, usually, and it still is actually.
Yeah.
After 100 rooms later.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was the rooms 4 through 7, and then number 50.
Yeah.
Was that place? So, and that's the measuring stick. We're at 101 rooms. 4th through 7th room is still the measuring stick for us. But anyway.
So where are you at with this room?
Where am I at with this room?
I'm gonna throw it at you first.
You're gonna throw it at me first. I'm gonna take a page out of your book, man. I think I've given out 1. I think you've given out 1. This is my number 2. I said this is gonna be a 5-star room. I'm giving it 5 stars right off the done.
I am doing the same thing. I am.
Like I said, it's my favorite room in Massachusetts.
There aren't many of them. There aren't many 5s.
Honestly, I think we've only given 2 out.
And,
this was our second one.
It was a special room.
It really was. And I'm glad, you know, it would have been cool to be our 100th. It's alright. Didn't work that way, but starting on to our next 100.
99, actually 98, 99, and 100 were all really good rooms.
Yes.
I mean, we were saying when we got home at 10 o'clock at night, 9 o'clock at night, what time, it was just a great trip.
It really was, start to finish.
There was nothing in that trip that was a negative.
Right.
Even Figs and Pigs.
Yeah.
Little shout out to you there.
Yeah, Figs and Pigs. Go check them out. They don't have figs, but they do have enough pigs.
If you want to have pulled pork covered macaroni and cheese for breakfast, go to Figs and Pigs. and it is damn good.
It's usually not ready till 11, but it was ready when he got there at 10.
But no, everything of that trip, 98, 99, 100, 101, everything is just right there.
Yeah, it just, everything worked out great. It was a great trip all around.
I was really glad of the way our first room, that being our first room.
Yes.
It was a great room to kick it off with.
Right.
I'm really glad we did 99 and 100 the way we did.
Right.
With the 90-minute room.
Thank you for
with the wow factor that was in that room and how fun the other room was.
Yes.
I can't stress enough, you have to do that. And it made it our 99 and 100 excellent. And just on the way home, 101 wasn't just a side trip. It was
planned.
It was a exclamation point on the trip.
Yeah.
And I think it was, if you ever want to do 4 in a row, that's the way to do it.
Right. And Body Shop, not a bad way to kick off the next 100. So we're at 101, and we already have 102 and 103 booked. Coming soon. So
to a computer screen near you.
To a computer screen near you. You'll see us. Check us out. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. DIU Escape Room Reviews. If you want us to beta test, you got rooms that you want us to try out. If you just want to say hi, shoot us an email. What's that email, Phil? You forgot already. It's DIU
Escape Room Review singular.
at gmail.com. You'll see it right over here somewhere.
It's been a little while.
It's been, well, we haven't recorded since April.
And
because
the
my
computer
went
died.
down. Right. The computer went down and finally got it fixed last week.
Even if you want to hear other stuff like the passports or
Definitely
anything
check these guys out, though.
that goes along with it. When we really appreciate stuff like that, and we really do share when we go to these places.
We do. Actually, I think we got quite a few people
hooked on this.
Gonna already buy these and put them out. There's another one, online one called
Egressors.
Egressors.com.
They have a card that you stamp with a rubber stamp.
No, there's no stamp there. It's a puzzle piece on the back.
It's a puzzle piece.
Yeah,
That's
and you
right.
got to draw them all in at those participating locations. But here you can sign up. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, but if you go to egressors.com, you can keep track of your escape rooms from I think Maine to New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I think that's as low as it goes right now. So pretty much New England.
Yeah.
They're not down into the south yet because we have it, and I've been keeping track on it, and so right now it's like half our rooms because we can't track our Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina. We can't track those 3 states. But eventually they are going to be updating everything. Actually, they updated for when we went to Curiosity Shop. Shout out to you guys. But definitely check us out on the Facebook. Check us out on the Twitter. Not that I post much on Twitter. Post more stuff on Facebook than anything else. And shoot us an email. Or you can send us a message on Facebook too if it's easier. It doesn't matter. Our website. We have a website now. DIUERR.webs.com.
For Do It Up Escape Room Review.
Yeah, DIU Escape Room Review.
Just the letters, the first letters.
Yeah, just the first letters. And you can check out some of our victory pictures, our loser pictures. You can see the DIU Escape Room crew, or DIU Escape Crew. CRUE, just like Motley Crue. Which consists of Philip, myself, and then our add-ons, I should say. Your daughter, your son, Gary, Ibn, Stephanie from Florida, who
Lee.
got us hooked on it. Oh, I got to put Lee in there. So that's pretty much our core group that we do a lot of rooms with. And that's about it, man. This was a pretty good episode.
And again, thank you to all the owners of all the places that we went to. Everyone was great. Everyone was great helping us coordinate logistically
Right.
when we were going to start, when we were going to finish, how long it took to get from A to B.
Yep.
Adjusting time schedules, and again, the cake was out of this world.
Yes. Thank you again for that 100 room cake. Again, you'll see everything throughout the show underneath us here. Thank you everybody for watching.
I'm Phil.
I'm Dom.
That is Dom.
I am Dom. This has been DIU Escape Room Reviews. Mass Trip. We'll see you when we see you.
Peace out.